Welcome to Uncanny News. I'm sure you've noticed my friend here, and that's in celebration of the fact that Legendary Pictures announced that they are rebooting the Godzilla franchise in the United States.
In 2009, we'd received news that Legendary Entertainment was in talks to produce a new Godzilla movie, shocking plenty of fans at the time, as by this point, Godzilla Final Wars was the last Godzilla movie, which came out in 2004. Safe to say that fans were both intrigued but also hesitant at the idea of another Godzilla film. By March 2010, it would be officially announced that this Godzilla movie was now in active development. However, if you were a fan of the character, buckle up because this movie would have very little updates for the next couple of years. Besides the initial announcement, very little material came out about the Godzilla movie throughout 2010, though fans did make the wait more bearable with a plethora of fake trailers and interesting fan-made projects. Around May of 2010, an image began circulating the internet. The image originated on Flickr and appeared to feature what seemed to be a 3D model of Godzilla. According to the poster's caption, his friend, who worked in the movie industry, told him that this was a very early design for Godzilla in the movie. As you can see, the design had a much more angular and sharp appearance, but still harkened back to the original look. Of course, this 3D model turned out to be unrelated to the film. This model actually originated from a Japanese university student who created the model back in 2005. Someone eventually found the model on the internet and decided to pass it off as a leak for the film. Besides this fake leak, news would be scarce for the most part up until Comic-Con 2010, where Legendary surprised fans with official material for the movie. The first promo material was this announcement video where Legendary showcased their upcoming projects for the years to come. In this video, we briefly see a shot of the early Godzilla logo, alongside a shot of blue flames engulfing the screen, which is likely meant to be Godzilla's atomic breath. At the event, Legendary also released a piece of Godzilla artwork to build hype for the project. The artwork showcased a very traditional-looking Godzilla charging up atomic breath in a destroyed city. Many believed that this was concept art for the movie. However, it was simply promotional artwork that was commissioned to the artist Genzo Man, who created two versions of the piece. This artwork was also placed on a t-shirt that was handed out at the Legendary booth at Comic-Con. Now what's cool is that this shirt was AR enabled, and if you looked into a webcam, Godzilla would shoot atomic breath and then roar. Surprisingly, 2011 was even more uneventful when it came to the release of official material, with the only piece of major news being that Gareth Edwards was announced as the director.
The public first heard about this new Godzilla film during 2010 Comic-Con as Legendary Pictures showed off some of their new artwork, and here it is.
I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, yeah, now that's a Godzilla.
In January of 2011, a new series of artworks hit the web. Artwork that people stated was concept art for the Godzilla movie, which was reinforced especially with the legendary watermarks on the corners. The artworks featured a unique and inventive take on the Godzilla design, who took on a much more aggressive look with a black body and red veins spreading through his form. Even more terrifying, Godzilla's body was packed full of dangerous-looking spikes, especially around the arm area. This chicken Godzilla was well liked by the fanbase, who loved many aspects of the look, though the plethora of spikes did make him come across as a porcupine. As you can already tell, these artworks weren't actually concept art for Godzilla 2014. Instead, They were fan arts illustrated by artist Chung Chung Tate, and someone just slapped the legendary logo on the art to pass it off as leaks. Tate also created a series of other conceptual artworks featuring this Godzilla design, creating some of my favorite Godzilla artworks of all time. Another piece of rumored artwork began circulating a month later in February 2011 when the Japanese monster magazine G-Fan supposedly uncovered a set of concept art for the legendary Godzilla movie. The image featured two designs for Godzilla, one with a more traditional appearance and another that was more T-Rex-like, harkening back to the Zilla iteration of the character. These concepts were supposedly rejected, but for fans at the time, it gave them a good idea on what to expect from the movie.
Look, and that was just for you guys. That's it. That's for you.
By 2012, filming still hadn't begun for the film, so news was few and far between. Well, that was until Comic-Con 2012. Here, Legendary held a discussion panel for the movie, where Gareth Edwards spoke about his ambition and vision for the project.
The idea is to imagine, like, if this really happened, as crazy as it sounds, if this really happened, what would it really be like?
Yeah.
And there's nothing sci-fi about this movie. It's very grounded, realistic.
To help viewers understand his vision, not only did Gareth reveal a new poster for the film, but they also dropped a teaser trailer of some sort. According to those who attended the panel, the teaser showed what appeared to be a destroyed city. The footage panned through the destruction, and a series of dead bodies was shown as eerie music was playing with narration.
Few people laughed. Few people cried. Most people were silent.
The footage would then cut to a dead multi-limbed kaiju, and then Godzilla rising up and roaring before the screen cuts to black. This footage wouldn't be revealed to the public anytime soon. However, some attendees did manage to snap photos of Godzilla in the teaser, which served as our very first look at Godzilla in the film. Now, evidently, it was clear that this footage was test footage of some sort, meaning that Godzilla may not look like this in the final product. Despite this, fans got to work trying to recreate aspects of this teaser trailer. There were those who tried to recreate Godzilla through their artwork. Since Godzilla's appearance was obscured by smoke, there were a lot of creative liberties that had to be taken. Since the Comic-Con 2012 trailer was behind closed doors, fans had to settle for screenshots and descriptions of what happened in the trailer. Luckily, there were very high-quality recreations of the teaser. Some were through the form of well-put-together fan posters, others were fan trailers that tried their best to recreate the feeling and events perfectly, and some went above and beyond, having full-on illustrations bringing the trailer to life, such as this video by Mike Keller, who recreates the trailer from memory, using the same narration and some pretty well-put-together visual effects. If you wanted to see a glimpse of this trailer for yourself, you were in luck, because by December 2012, Legendary released a screenshot from the teaser, which seems like nothing, but this was all you were gonna get for a long time. If you were highly anticipating any Godzilla content, you were in luck, as 2013 was the year we'd finally get a plethora of material from the movie. At Comic-Con 2013, Legendary would once again hold a discussion panel, and here they would show two trailers for the movie. One trailer was the teaser that was shown a year prior, and another was a new teaser with brand new footage. Once again, these trailers wouldn't be released to the public, and we'd have to settle for descriptions of it instead. Another interesting element at Comic-Con 2013 was an exhibit called Godzilla Experience. Here, there was a series of display cases showing off what appeared to be Godzilla models. Now some believed that these models were possibly early test designs for Godzilla in the movie that were changed over time. Among these models was this one, which caught many people's attention. It was strange because not only was it a full body model, but the head looked very similar to the one seen in the 2012 teaser trailer. This convinced many that this was what Godzilla looked like in the film, which garnered a mixed fan reaction. However, there were some who were convinced that there was no way Legendary would reveal the Godzilla look in such an underwhelming way. This look was likely a prototype, an early design that was changed months ago. Legendary's refusal to release the trailer was very frustrating to many people. However, this would change come October of 2013. In October, the 2012 teaser trailer would leak onto the internet through Vimeo and YouTube.
Vishnu takes on its multi-armed form and says,
For those who saw it, the trailer was everything that was described a year prior. Narration from J. Robert Oppenheimer, with many shots of a destroyed city and dead civilians. The footage would then focus on a corpse of an unknown multi-limbed kaiju. We then get a glimpse of Godzilla himself, obscured by thick smoke. He roars and the screen cuts to black. After a year of only receiving low-quality screenshots, fans all over the world got to experience this teaser for the first time. Legendary, however, was quick to begin taking down these trailers from the internet. However, it was too late, as fan buzz was at an all-time high. Clearly, Legendary had a great project on their hands, and all they needed to do was stick the landing on the movie's quality.